That is the starting. Ethics. And implement the Leadership and Integrity Act together with the regulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mahmoud. And did you say, did I hear you correctly say, that conflict of interest extends to children, spouses, and business associates? Did I hear you correctly?
That is correct. That is subsection 6, section 16.
Let's go to the third issue, which is inflation gifts.
Okay, gifts. If you look at section 14 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, together with section 5 of the regulations of the same act, it is clearly indicated that gifts received by a public officer is a donation to the state. That is what regulation 5 indicates. If you go down there, you'll also see that state officer or public officer who receives a gift whose value exceeds 20,000 Kenya shillings within 48 hours of report to the office, render it to the public entity in which the officer is. It also goes up subsection 4 to indicate that an officer or a public officer who receives a gift in terms of this regulation shall, effective of the monetary value of the gift, declare the gift to the public entity which the public officer represents. Finally, yeah, maybe that's right. But what I maybe should have mentioned is that public officers and state officers are barred to receive any monetary gift. So here we are dealing with gifts that are not non-monetary. For monetary, it is the bad, or rather we are bad from receiving any monetary gift. But yeah, so this.
And in the same manner, with respect to conflict of interest, we have a register of conflict of interest. Do we have a register?
Yes, we have a register of benefits in each and every public agency where officers who receive gifts are supposed to declare immediately, and we have indicated it 48 hours. And what I would also wish to mention is that
what is the role of the commission in relation to gifts?
Okay. Yeah, now in subsection 9 of the regulations, you will see that if a public entity shall at the close of every financial year furnish the commission with a report specifying and all the gifts, any gift the entity intends to dispose of, all that. And then subsection 3 of course talks about reports. The report under paragraph 1 shall be submitted to the commission within 30 days after the close of the financial year.
So just so that we can close on that, every financial year the commission is supposed to receive the registers of gifts from all state entities.
That is correct.
For your record.
Yeah.
Have you received the register from the
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. That will be your Speaker.
Council for the President,
you may now proceed.
you have examined the
Thank you very kindly. I'll be very You did with summons this morning, yes?
I received the summons yesterday afternoon.
And you have commented here in respect to what aspect in the motion of impeachment?
There were 3 items,
Yes.
which I listed.
Kindly notice the most actually more and of assembly. And as you do so, kindly repeat or systematic areas you are supposed to exercise in respect to
So the first one, the investigation of the Corruption Commission was 10. The number is given.
Thank you. Now let's go to that 10. What is agreement in the notice of motion that tender? What is the mover of the motion agreed with?
Which
The rest of the tender you're testifying.
Which page?
What is the mover of the motion agreed with in respect to this tender of KEMSA? It's a simple question. You don't need to refer.
But I need to refer to the document, isn't it? So that I can read the exact term.
Okay, you can be there for your answer.
Yeah. You know the motion better than the witness who can go to the class. You can just take him there so that
Let's go to
we settle time. Just tell me the page, I'll be able to.
your page 24.
Page 24.
Yes.
Page 24.
You reckon that the mover is aggrieved by indicating that the deputy president bullied him and exerted unnecessary pressure in respect to this tender, correct?
As per the document, yes.
That is the position, correct?
That is what is captured here, but that is not part of my evidence.
That is not part of the evidence.
Yeah.
Does the evidence relate to the notice of motion, the notice of impeachment before this assembly?
It does. But
Is there a complaint in the notice of impeachment that relates to conflict of interest that you know of?
and so what I would really request you, let us deal with my evidence.
Yes,
Don't take me to the evidence.
we are dealing with it. Is there a complaint that relates to conflict of interest in the notice of motion? If yes, kindly point it out for the assembly to note.
No, I wouldn't know because I haven't gone through the whole.
You have not gone through the motion.
The whole motion of that.
Is there a conflict that relates to gifts and how gifts must be dealt with?
I want to.
Do you know or you do not know, Mr.
I do not know.
You do not know.
Yes.
Now, in respect to this tender, are you aware that this Senate sat and conducted an independent investigation in that respect?
I'm not even aware.
Are you aware?
I'm only aware of the investigation EFCC conducted.
Yeah. So, in respect to this motion that is before the assembly, what investigation did you conduct that relates to the gift in this assembly?
I was requested to talk about.
So we are talking about the notice of impeachment before the assembly, Mr. Witness.
I'm referring to the summons that I was given by this house.
And your summons must relate to the proceedings, correct?
I'm not the originator of the summons. How would I know how it relates? I will confine myself to the summons. And there are three issues I was to address. One of them is gift.
How many companies bidded in that particular process?
I think there were about 17.
There were about 17.
Yes.
Did all the bids pass?
Pass in terms of award.
Yes.
Finally, the award was given to two companies.
Yes. Which companies were they?
Let me get the names. Yeah, the two companies that eventually won after the Global Fund conducted their own tender.
Yes.
One is called Tianjin Yerkol International Trading Company.
Yes. Yes.
The other one is A to Z.
Do you know what led the cancellation of the tender?
I know.
Yes, what led the cancellation of the tender?
It was direct favoritism to Shobika.
It was direct favoritism to Shobika.
And you know.
Please get hold of the volume 3 of the documents by the deputy president.
Sorry?
You get hold of volume 3.
That's what you assist me.
Volume 3 of our bundle of documents. And as soon as you get it, you go to page 221. Volume 3, page 221, Mr. Witness.
Just a minute.
And as soon as you grab it, you go to paragraph 100.
Which page?
Page 221. Paragraph 100, volume 3.
221, just 1 minute.
Let me assist you with my panel, because you want to stay aside. Page 221.
Which paragraph?
Paragraph 100.
Paragraph 100, yes. I'm there.
Yes, paragraph 100.
I'm there.
Yes, can you read what the report indicates?
In its report, dated 25th April 2023, Global Fund noted that KEMSA had failed to apply the evaluation criteria consistently to all bidders and that none of the bidders met the minimum requirements.
So what is indicated that none of the bidders met the minimum requirement? Yes. Let's go to page 221, 222.
Now,
22. At paragraph 106.
220.
And again, read it loudly.
Notwithstanding KEMSA's reservations, in a letter dated 4th May 2023, the Acting Director of Procurement recommended termination of the process. The CEO approved, and on 5th May 2023, the termination was communicated.
What was terminated?
The process.
The process of bidding, correct?
Yes.
Why was it terminated?
Now,
paragraph 100, Mr. Witness, paragraph 100.
Council, look,
You know, I am cross-examining
I will
you.
only deal with my evidence. I will not deal with evidence of other institutions. The Senate is an independent institution. The ESC
Exactly, no.
conducted its own investigation. Please ask me questions related to the investigation.
Now, after making your statement, please read the reason why the termination was actuated. At paragraph 100.
If you want me just to read for the sake of it, but I'm not owning this evidence. I'm only owning the evidence by ESC.
I didn't ask you to own it.
Witness, the council is asking you to read a certain paragraph.
Okay.
Just read it.
Guided.
Yes?
Which paragraph?
I have asked you to read paragraph 106, correct?
Yes.
About the terminations, correct?
Yes.
And I've asked you to state for the assembly the reason why the terminations is being recommended, correct?
Yes.
And I've told you that that answer you'll find it at page 221, paragraph 100, correct?
Correct.
And that the bidding was terminated because the bid failed to meet the minimal requirement, correct?
Correct.
And therefore the cancellation was not as the result of your alleged favorism, correct?
That is not my evidence. My evidence is
Yes, I know.
clear favorism.
Clear favorism.
Yeah.
Look at paragraph 226, page 226.
226. I'm there.
Yes. Look at paragraph 136.
I'm there.
Yeah. Read paragraph 136.
In the late April 2023, he learned from the Global Fund.
Where is this learning from Global Funds?
You just took me there.
Yeah, look at paragraph 225 so you can get to know his learning.
235 or 2.
Yes, 225. That is the evidence by one Dr. Andrew Mulwa, acting CEO KEMSA, correct?
Now, 225. 125 you.
225.
225.
Up here.
Which paragraph?
Up here.
There are submissions by Dr. Andrew Mulwa,
Yes.
CEO.
So what is he saying now at paragraph 136?
136. In April 2023, he learned from Global Fund pre-award review report that the long-lasting insecticide tender was to be cancelled on account of inconsistencies in the bid evaluation.
Yes.
Yes,
So why was it cancelled?
the issue would be who caused the bid.
No, it's not because we are looking at the report. What does it indicate at that paragraph, the issues of the cancellation?
Paragraph 136,
Yes.
on account of
It
inconsistencies.
speaks to the fact that the bid or the tender was cancelled, correct?
It does, yes.
And it speaks to the reason that it was cancelled on the basis or on the reason of inconsistency, correct?
Correct.
And therefore your testimony that it was a result of favorism team does not fit well with the evidence contained at paragraph 1 and 6 of the bundle, correct? No, I just want you to limit yourself to that paragraph vis-a-vis what you stated. That the reason for the cancellation was the inconsistency, Mr. Witness, yes?
Inconsistencies, yes.
Thank you. Let's go on.
How is the inconsistency?
Let us go to that one. We shall explain in another forum, not here.
Continue.
Let's go to paragraph 230. Page 230.
Page 230.
Yes?
Which paragraph?
230.
Which paragraph?
Paragraph G.
G, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Can you read it out?
At the evaluation stage, the audit team established that only 2 bidders passed the preliminary evaluation and proceeded to the technical evaluation, that is bidder number 3, Gachagua Coal International.
Which two companies passed?
As per this one, Gachagua Coal
Yes?
International,
Yes?
bidder number 7,
Yes?
Premier Movers Limited, contrary to evaluation committee.
It's a bigger part of those bidders?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Look at page 231 again, paragraph J.
231.
Page 231, paragraph J.
Paragraph J, yes.
Yes? Read J.
The termination of the tender complied with Section 62 of the Act and the Global Fund Guidelines.
So the termination was lawful, correct? And it complied with the Procurement Act, correct or not correct, Mr. Witness?
Correct.
Correct. Let us look at page 246.
246.
Yes, page 246, paragraph 213.
246.
Paragraph 213.
213, yes.
Yes, what is the report indicating?
Following the cancellation of the tender at Kemsa, TNT placed an order of 10.2 million net on water.org website, and procurement was subsequently done in line with the technical specifications provided by the Ministry of Health.
So the net were eventually procured, correct or not correct?
They were eventually procured.
And it took the intervention of global funds to procure them, correct?
Correct.
And that you look at paragraph 215, yes?
Yes, I'm there.
Read it out.
Further, prior to the cancellation of the tender, differences arose between Global Fund team and the immediate former PS, State Department of Public Health, and professional standards with regard to the operations and ongoing at the DNPM Ministry of Health. It was noted that these differences may have played a role in the final decision by global funds to terminate the tender processes, correct? Correct.
Did that have anything to do with the Deputy President? According to the statement you have just read, it has nothing to do with the Deputy President. Let us now finally answer your issue at page 271. 271.
Page.
Yes, and read loudly paragraph 24 and 25.
271. Paragraph
24 and 25.
The committee, that is 24, the committee observed that following the termination of the tender, while there was no apparent loss of public funds.
Just read it loudly.
The committee observed that following the termination of the tender, while there was no apparent loss of public funds,
there was no apparent loss of
lost USD 455,589 for approximately 70 million in procurement fees.
The report from the Senate indicates there was no loss of public funds, correct?
Let me read this paragraph again so that we are.
Yes, sir. Proceed.
The committee observed that following the termination of the tender, while there was no apparent loss of public funds,
just put a post up there. Post. What has the committee observed?
You don't want me to finish the
Yes, I'll lead you to that other part.
Okay.
What has the committee observed?
No public funds lost.
No public funds lost. In your investigation, separate investigation that you conducted, did you arrive at the same conclusion? Did you or did you not?
There was no public funds lost.
There was no public funds lost.
Thank you.
Yeah. 25.
25 years.
Yes, read it out.
The committee observed that the cancellation of the tender appeared to have been influenced by Global Fund's apparent effort to exert significant control over the procurement process from the beginning to the end.
Thank you. What occasioned the cancellation?
The cancellation of the tender appeared to have been influenced by the Global Fund's apparent effort to exert significant control over the procurement process.
Is there any evidence indicating that the deputy president was involved in that process?
No.
Was his company involved?
No.
Was his family involved?
No.
Any evidence that you have before this assembly? That respect?
The evidence I have.
No. Any evidence that any of them were involved?
On this report? Or my evidence?
This report.
On this report, no, but my evidence is.
Let us go to the next paragraph here. This concludes that Global Funds team, based in Geneva, Switzerland, made multiple trips to Nairobi, Kenya, at least 3 times during the relevant period, raising concerns about the autonomy and the ability of the local government. Just read it out.
That is paragraph 2.
Yes, the same paragraph.
Okay. The committee observed that cancellation of the tender appeared to have been influenced by Global Fund's apparent effort to exert significant control over the procurement process from the beginning to the end. This included Global Fund team based in Geneva, Switzerland, making multiple trips to Nairobi, Kenya, at least 3 times during the relevant period, raising concerns about the autonomy and the ability of the local government agencies.
The autonomy of the organization, correct? Let us look at paragraph 222 again. Sorry, page 222. 222, Mr. Witness.
222.
And when you get there, you look at paragraph 105, 107. Page 222.
Paragraph
107. Would you kindly read it out?
107. It is further her testimony that, I don't know whose testimony this is.
Yes, that is a testimony of the submission of Terry Ramasani, immediate CEO.
Okay.
Yes, you find that at page 219. Yeah, but now I'm interested in paragraph 105, 107.
It was further her testimony that the authority had struggled to maintain its autonomy.
The authority has struggled to maintain its autonomy, yes.
Owing to the undue influence.
Owing to undue interference.
By the cabinet secretary.
From the cabinet secretary for health, yes. First, who was the cabinet secretary for health at the time in issue?
Oh, we can check that one.
Yeah, who was?
This
regime has only had two cabinet secretaries.
Let me just confirm from my records here. Because she did a letter to us, so Council, the name is just hold on, witness. This is for all of Mr. Yes. Council, I thought when you're cross-examining a witness, you cross-examine on the evidence given.
No. Those are not the rule of cross-examination, Mr. Speaker, sir. I respectfully beg to differ.
The reason why the witness has difficulties.
He doesn't have difficulties in the
No, he has.
No, I am asking him to read. Okay, I'll read it.
Proceed, if that's your line of argument, proceed.
Thank you for giving me the latitude. Who was the cabinet secretary at the time the bid was being cancelled?
She's Nakumicha
Wafula. Has this Senate found that what occasioned all these cancellations of these tenders was the loss of the autonomy of KEPSA?
I would want to confine myself to my evidence.
I know, but this
I will want to talk about the evidence.
Okay, then read that paragraph. Just read for me.
Which paragraph?
Paragraph 107. And I'll finish up with you.
Okay. Paragraph 107. It was further her testimony that the authority had struggled to maintain its autonomy owing to the undue interference from the Cabinet Secretary for Health. For instance, she stated that on 22nd March 2023, she received a note from the CS asking her to assist a certain Mr. Ken Ogola.
She received a note from the CS asking the CEO to assist one Ken Ogola, correct?
As per this statement, yes.
Have you seen any company associated with the Deputy President being accused of these interferences?
No.
Let's go to your bundle as I finish up, volume 8A. Any evidence from volume 8A September. Your letter dated 23rd September. And look at the recommendations.
Yes.
What are you recommending?
We are recommending for admin action against the council officials and the Ministry of Health officials. There is a pending issue.
It's okay. I want you to limit yourself to what I am asking in that respect.
Yes.
You are recommending administrative action to council officials.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct. For the finding.
In that particular paragraph, any recommendation for the prosecution of the company issue? In that particular paragraph?
The file is still open.
It's okay.
But this recommendation.
You brought the document here. We're dealing with what you have brought, not what you have in the office.
Yes.
Any recommendation in respect of that company?
No.
Thank you. Let us go to a letter dated 21st August. Correct?
Of my bundles?
Of your bundles.
By who?
Use the ESCC bundles, the one that you're just looking at. Don't leave volume 8A. You can see the letter dated 21st August, correct?
Just a minute, I get the letter. 21st August, yes.
Can you see the recommendation at 7?
Yes.
What are you recommending?
We are recommending for the investigation established that the Chief Executive Officer at KEMSA, Terry Ramadan, failed to ensure compliance with the procurement processes and the law, contrary to Section 44 of the PPD Act.
That Ramaswamy was in breach of the law, correct?
Correct.
A person who is in breach of the law, what happens to him or her?
There are many ways of dealing with that. We can charge.
The law sanctions that act, correct?
Exactly.
Do you know what sanction was given to Terry?
I wouldn't know that.
Do you know that she's now currently the ambassador to New Delhi?
That was not our expectation. We
I know.
as administrative action taken against the lady.
So, did any person, either the chief executive officer, report to you that he has received any intimidation, harassment, bullying from the office of the president?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Did you receive any complaint?
Not to SCC.
Did you receive any complaint?
No.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Witness, finally, where do you place your evidence in this proceedings?
In these proceedings, I place my evidence on the conflict of interest bit.
Conflict of interest.
Which I say personal interest.
It's okay, that you say, and I understand the law.
Allow me to finish, please.
So, show me in the notice of motion, I put it to you, that in the notice of motion, there is no charge as against the deputy president for conflict of interest. Does that surprise you, that there is no such a charge?
It doesn't.
Thank you. No further questions.
Council for the National Assembly, you may examine it.
Now, Mr. Witness, one more question. Between your statement that you have made and the Senate report, which one do you want us to rely on? Which one? There are only two options. It's either your report or the report by the Senate. Don't give me an explanation.
I can stand by my report.
So we disregard the report by the Senate, correct?
I did tell you that.
So we disregard the report by the Senate. Is that the
I can only stand by my evidence, which I can prove in any forum.
Has that report by the Senate indicated any investigations on the crowd of favorism, conflict of interest, and gifts?
No, I haven't gone through the report, so I wouldn't go.
So, thank you.
Are you done?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, somebody you're addressing me.
Are you done?
Yes, I am done.
Take your seat.
I'm also obliged.
Mr. Speaker, I believe I had around 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Or to council. Now, I'm afraid, council, your time is up. However, you have 2 hours to cross-examine the deputy president. That's why you can borrow.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to borrow 10 minutes in respect of this witness.
Laura, proceed.
Mr. Mahmoud, do you still have the bundle of volume 3?
Yes.
Do you still have volume 3 from the, it's a bigger volume than that?
Yeah.
It's a bigger volume. Oh. Let me take you to page 236 of that report. Of that bundle, sorry.
Yes, I'm there.
You're there.
Yes.
Go to paragraph 188 and inform the Senate
I'm there.
what the Senate stated in that report, in that paragraph.
So 188, at the financial evaluation, the evaluation committee, the following bidders, the evaluation committee, I think there's a word missing. The following bidders for award: item 001, that is mosquito net treated, rectangular polythene. Number 1 is Shobika Impex Private Limited.
Piece of bidder number 2, Shobika Impex Private Limited, was recommended for award at a price of USD 9 million.
Correct.
So there was indeed a recommendation by the evaluation committee for an award to Shobika Impex.
Correct.
And it is contained in the report of the Senate.
Correct.
Confirm also that what you've been taken through by my learned friend are the various testimonies of the witnesses who appeared before the Senate. And those testimonies ran from page 202 all the way to page 265. Is that correct?
202, yes. That's correct.
So what council has done is to give you the various contestations by the witnesses who came before the Senate. That's correct.
Correct.
What is important is the recommendations and observations of the Senate, which is contained in pages 266 to 274.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
And allow me to just highlight 3 of the observations which were taken out by the Senate. Look at page
267.
Page 267. Under the rubric,
Yes.
which in regards to the tender specifications.
Which paragraph?
Page 267, title B.
Title B, in regards to the tender specifications.
The Senate picked out the tender specifications as an issue, which emerged, correct?
Correct.
Go to page 268.
I'm there.
They also picked out the issue of extension of the tender.
Yes.
And in particular, read to the Senate, paragraph 16(1). Paragraph 16(1).
The sequence of events leading to the extension appeared solicited and mischievous
as evidenced by
the following.
The Senate is saying that the extension appeared solicited and mischievous, and they then go ahead to give reasons. Yes, 6 reasons actually.
Sure.
Isolated. And then they also pick out under D the manner in which KEMSA evaluated the data. That's correct.
Correct.
So this report of the Senate rhymes with your observations in all material respect. Is that not so? Correct. At paragraph E, the Senate then discusses the process which led to cancellation. It's titled cancellation of the tender. That's correct?
Correct.
funds, KEMSA lost 70 million shillings.
Yes.
In procurement fees.
Yeah, paragraph 224. Yes.
So in all material respects, this report rhymes with the report of EFCC.
That is correct.
And there is no reason for you to disown it. You've also been told that conflict of interest is not an issue which has been raised by the mover of the motion.
Correct.
To the best of your knowledge, does the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act have a clause on conflict of interest?
Yeah, it does. The Leadership and Integrity Act also does. Yeah.
I will identify to the Senate during my submissions the relevant section which is contained in the motion. Thank you, Mr. Mahmoud. And we wish to close with this witness, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. We will now move to allow honorable senators to ask questions or seek clarifications. Starting with the senator from Nairobi City County. Senator Eddie.
Mr. Speaker, I've got two quick clarification questions. One from the witness, and then one from the counsel who cross-examined the witness. Mr. Abdi, you have indicated to the Senate that eventually, of all the 17 companies that did bid for this tender, all of them eventually got all their bid bonds and documents back. However, the witness that appeared before us, called Mr. Mulo, indicated that on the 11th of July 2023, he received a phone call from the Deputy President to be able to come and collect the bid bonds for Shobika, specifically from EACC. I want to know, when did the other 16 companies get their bid bonds from EACC? Did they get it at the same date that the former witness indicated that he waited for 5 hours from EACC, or did they get them from EACC at a variable date? Then lastly, Mr. Speaker, the counsel for the Deputy President has heavily relied on the Senate report. And if you look at page 218 all the way to page 230, it is submissions to Senate by different individuals. Counsel, do submissions itemized by individuals who appear before Senate in your best understanding amount to Senate's finding and resolutions in your best understanding? And what do you make of page 275 of Senate recommendations and not findings? Because you did indicate to this House that those were Senate findings. Are they findings or are they submissions of individuals to the Senate of Kenya? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mungatana. Asante sana Bwana Spika. Swali langu kwa shahidi, umeelezea bunge la Senate ya kwamba wafanyikazi wa serikali hawakubaliwi kuchukua pesa kama zawadi, lakini wafanyikazi wa serikali wanakubaliwa kuchukua zawadi aina nyingine. Na tena ukasema katika EACC kuna orodha ambayo mnaorodhesha kila kitu ambacho kinachukuliwa na mfanyikazi yoyote wa serikali. Tunajua kwamba makamu wa rais amekuwa mbele ya Kenya nzima akasema amepata ng'ombe kutoka kwa marafiki zake wa bonde
la ufa kama zawadi. Mimi nataka kuuliza na uelezee hii bunge yetu ya Senate. Je, uko na orodha ya yote ya hizo ng'ombe za maziwa ambazo zilipatikana, ambazo anasema aliziorodhesha? Hiyo ndio swali yangu kwako. Asante.
Senator Chesang, Anna.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have two questions that I would like to ask the Council of His Excellency the Deputy President to tell the House why was it the Deputy President calling the CEO of KEMSA asking for a release of the bid bond and not the CEO of Crystal Company, yet he's not an employee or a director of the same company. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I equally want to ask the Council of the Deputy President to enlighten me and prove to this House that on how they called by the Deputy President to the CEO of KEMSA pertaining a bid bond that was in process of a contract, not a conflict of interest. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, I'd also like to ask the Council if the Deputy President knows that he is not a regional leader, but a national leader. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Fatuma Dudo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the DP's Council. Now, I saw you trying to cross-examine the witness before us on a report of the Senate, which I believe he has not interacted with. And again, the motion that was before the House and also the National Assembly. What are you trying to drive out of that? I thank you.
Senator Joyce Correa.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My question is, I wanted to know what informed the extension of time, the change of dates from the extension of time from the procurement process. Thank you.
Senator Karungo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question to Mr. Abdi. You receive a letter from the Health Ministry on 11th May 2023. Then in your wisdom, you replied 16 months later, when the CS has even left the office. My question, and that is 5 months after the Senate looks into the issue and comes with the report. Are you part of the conspiracy? Don't answer me. Answer your children. Don't answer me. Answer your children.
Senator Sigay.
Honorable Speaker, the question I intended to ask has already been asked by my colleague, Senator Gachagua, so I do not need to waste the time.
Senator Kibwana. to seek clarification or ask a question. It is not a moment to get a TikTok clip. Please, this is a very serious matter. Proceed. Let us not embarrass this house. Proceed, Senator Hamida.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to Mr. Abdi, I just wanted a clarification whether EACC, when EACC conducts the investigation, are they guided by other investigations? Because through the cross-examination, I think it was vis-a-vis the parliament investigation. So I think these are two different investigations. So I wanted that clarification, whether you are guided by parliament, because the parliament are not experts. That's why we always bring in or loop in EACC to assist us with the investigation. Number two, would you call it a bribe if a gift is not declared, or gifts in a public office? Would you call it a bribe? Just the last one to the council. How do you cross-examine what someone came and said, but not exactly specific findings of the Senate? Because I found it a bit contradicting. Because the resolutions of the Senate is based on committees' observation and recommendations, but not investigations. Thank you.
Senator Katuri.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, mine is not to the council or to the witness, but to the remarks which has been given out here by Senator Karungo Bango. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether you heard what he said, and I would not associate myself as a senator, honorable senator, with those remarks to a witness appearing before the Senate. But please don't answer me, answer your children. Mr. Speaker, that should be expunged from the records of the Senate and from the answer, Honorable Speaker.
Order, honorable senators, Senator Karungo. That is unparliamentary and totally out of order. Proceed to retract that statement, failure to which the chair will rule.
Mr. Speaker, as I withdraw, this session is viewed by everybody. At home, our children too. Mr. Speaker,
Karungo, I've never given an opportunity to make a speech. Retract or you allow me to make a ruling.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I retract.
Take your seat.
I withdraw. I please answer me.
Take your seat, Senator Karungo, please. Senator Keroche Tabitha.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And as a mother, I think I've also felt hurt with Senator Karungo. But because it has been ruled, thank you. We should never ever. I know we had a meeting, closed our meeting before we started this. And we all agreed. We are going to thank you. So mine is to the Abdi. My question is to the Abdi on whatever you're trying to do on the procurement irregularities. But my question is, are you doing to the others? Because there are a lot of complaints on the procurement departments in all the ministries. So I hope this continues to everywhere. Thank you.
Senator Richard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to ask Mr. Abdi this question. In your observation, maybe in just a paragraph, what do you interpret happened about this tender from its inception, in terms of the procurement, in terms of the management of the exercise and the conclusion, as an officer whose responsibility is actually to investigate if there was any breakage of the law
and if necessary, make recommendations to the DPP. What conclusion did you reach when you were analyzing this matter? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Karen Young.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dr. Mulwa, before this House, implicated the Deputy President in a scandal of the 3.7 billion KEMSAS deal. In your own investigation, can you corroborate what Dr. Mulwa has claimed before this House? Thank you.
Senator Tom Ojeda.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question is different. I want to ask the previous, the advocate who spoke or presented the Kenya Kwanza agreement, my learned friend, to clarify a few issues. Mr. His counsel, can you clarify from the agreement, the Kenya Kwanza agreement, whether there are any shares for the following counties? Please note this. This is important. Kisumu County, Siaya County, Migori County, Homa Bay County, Kitui County, Mombasa County, Vihiga County, Mandera County, Marsabit County, Trans Nzoia, West Pokot, Lamu, and Nairobi County. I just want to know whether, and this is important because the legal crinkum cranku, the twist and turns in this is that you will then interpret, counsel, whether the agreement violates Article 210(2)B of the Constitution, inclusivity, diversity, discrimination, and the obligation of the President under Article 131. Lastly, counsel, please just tell us whether, in your view, the relationship between the Deputy President and the President, because you played the two clips,